Hi friends, and welcome to my Not a Sewing vlog. I'm your hostess, Emily, and I've decided something. I've made a very serious decision about something. Oh, I forgot my belt. Belt loops, no belt. Just pretend you don't see them, okay? Because I'm not going to go get it. Though, I will have to pause the video to go put a lasagna in the oven because I do really weird filming times of day stuff things. Handsome hubby's on his way home from work and I'm trying to put a lasagna in the oven, and I was like, you know what? I have like this slice of time right now where I could stop working on sewing project and film. What was I saying? Oh, I made a very serious decision. You know how, well, hopefully you don't even read the description to my videos because it's absolute nonsense. But like down the description, it's like, I post videos on Wednesdays and sometimes Sundays. Well, that's obvious nonsense because that hasn't happened in so long. So I'm thinking I'm going to just like delete that and say, I post once a week, hopefully. And if I post any more than that, surprise! Because I can't guarantee it's going to be on a certain day. I don't know. I taught half a day of kindergarten today. It was amazing. It's part of why I'm wearing my Disney dogs dress. Let me see if I can. See, it's got all the different Disney dogs on it. The kids love it. They like to pick out all the dogs. Though some of the older ones, like Lady from Lady and the Tramp, and the Franken Weenie dog, and a couple of the other ones, they don't really know, but they all know Stitch, because Stitch is on here as a dog. They all know Stitch, but like the cute poodle lady from, I think she's from Aristocrats. Yeah, they have no clue who she is, so I don't know. I like it. Plus it's pink, which obviously I adore. Right now I am busy working away with this lovely fabric. Oh, too close. Oh, sweet spot. There we go. You can kind of see it's got this little pattern on it. For an event I'm going to this weekend. That should be fun. And what is this? Feathers, black feathers. Ooh, when did I get this? Where's it from? Ooh. 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 Sorry. And this is called Emily Finds Random Stuff in Her Sewing Room and Starts Playing with It While She's Filming. Ugh. So I'm currently working on like 3 sewing projects all at the same time. Technically, you're not really supposed to do that. You're supposed to be like line them up and then work on this one, then work on this one. Problem is, I get really frustrated when I sew, obviously, because sucky seamstress equals frustration, constant frustration. So I will work on one and then be like, okay, I need to set this down. I need to step away from this. So I'll be like, oh, let's work on this lovely project over here. And then I get bored with that one, or it's not exciting to me. So, oh, let's work on this one over here. And it's not the best way to work, especially when you're like on a deadline, but oh well. I also like, I need to make some clothes, like everyday clothes for me, because, I need to make some clothes, like everyday clothes for me, because, 'cause I'm, 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 ' Oh, I heard a beep. I heard a beep. Okay, I have to go put a lasagna in. Hang on one sec. Man. Okay, I was supposed to hit the pause button so that the video would pick back up. Instead, I hit the record button, which stopped the previous video, so I had to start a new one. You don't care. Whew, I ran up my stairs. Yeah, that's right. I ran up my stairs and now I'm out of breath. Take it in, folks. It's embarrassing. Whew. And if you're sitting at home thinking, wow, the sucky seamstress may suck at sewing, but look, she's making a lasagna. What a great wife. No. This is Costco lasagna. I highly recommend them. We especially love the 2-pack lasagnas. It's Italian sausage and beef, I think. And it's smothered in cheese. And what we do is we put the lasagnas in. It cooks for 55 minutes, and then you're supposed to take the top plastic off. I know, it cooks with plastic on it in your oven. It's kind of crazy. You can make it in the microwave, by the way, but it is not as good. It just is not as good. So if you have the time, make it in your oven. And then after the 55 minutes, you are supposed to take the plastic off the top and cook it for another 10 minutes. And we sprinkle a cheese blend, like a little extra cheese on top for that. So it's amazing. It can last several meals. If there's 2 of you or 1 of you. It's awesome. We love it. I broke a hanger? What? What fell? Oh, what is falling now? I need to get tougher hangers because historical costumes, you know, in all of their layers and all of their many things that they are weighing down my hangers, and they keep popping off the things and falling. And so I see broken hangers and I see pools of costume on the ground, and I hate it. So I need to buy tough costume hanging hangers. I don't know what that looks like. Maybe wood hangers. I don't know. I know I need to get some cedar something, because I have a few, very few, but I have a few wool items, costume items, and some wool fabric. And I have one wool costume, Elizabethan poofy pants, like hand sewn, that I bought for Handsome Hubby from an amazing tailor over in England. And at some point, when after we moved to Washington, while it was in a sealed bin, moths got to it, and there's like little holes all over. And so now I'm seriously paranoid about moths getting to my wool. And so if you have advice, because I can't like buy a big cedar chest, but if you have advice for what type of cedar things I can use to keep moths away from my costumes. I mean, what do I do? I've seen ones that you can like hang on the hangers in your costumes. Is just doing that enough to keep it away from the whole costume? Do I need to like fold them up in a costume? I mean, what? I know nothing about this, but I need to learn because I need to protect and save the wool. Help me save the wool, people. Help me save the wool. What was I talking about? Oh, I need to make clothes for me. I am learning more and more about like what I like, what type of things I like to wear, what makes me happy, what doesn't make me happy. Some things in my wardrobe that I've worn that are kind of retro inspired and whatnot, aren't quite the right. I don't love it. And I'm getting to that point in my life where I'm like, if I don't love it, I don't want to wear it. So I'm going to be purging my closet, selling a bunch of my retro clothes, And I need to start making more of my clothes so that I can make something that I will love. Hopefully. I also need to get a dress form because I'm desperate to have a dress form because I'm horrible at fitting things to my body. This is the whole body here. Kind of hyper. Did I mention that I taught kindergarten today? Kind of hyper. Kindergartners are adorable and also have very big feelings. There were two little girls who were vying for my attention. Just back and forth. They were like, I don't know if they're frenemies or what was going on, but like, one brought me little flowers and stuck them in my hair. Are they still here? They stuck them in my braid. Yeah, little tiny, tiny. Oh, I don't know if you can see little flowers, like the little what people call weeds. I call them flowers because weeds. I discovered something. Weeds. The definition of a weed is basically a plant that you don't want. Plant that you don't want to be there. That's a weed. And one of the schools I teach at, their quote weeds lay down this carpet of purple flowers. So beautiful. And when I went into the school the other day and I saw just this field of purple flowers, I was like, after school, I am going to go just lay down in these purple flowers and soak up the ambiance of these purple flowers. And I'm going to take a million pictures of that field and just, it's going to be amazing. Well, you guessed it, I'm sure. They mowed the lawn during the school day. And when I got out from school, they were gone. And because of the change in the temperature and whatnot, I'm not sure they'll come back. I don't know. I need to make more historical hats. Just drastic subject changes here. Don't try to follow. No one gets hurt. I need to make more historical hats because I have some that I adore, but I really want like a matching outfit to go with them. But I haven't made the outfits yet. And if the outfit's like nowhere on the horizon of my plans to make, like, so for example, I keep planning. I have the fabric, I have everything to make an outfit to go with this amazing Atelier Mella hat. It's a first bustle era hat. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, can you imagine with just like the huge thing of curls and the huge big knotted thing of hair in the back and some gorgeous hat pins sticking out of it. I mean, this is just the most stunning hat. And it has been floating around my room, this poor hat. And I have I have this whole outfit in mind for it. This whole autumn outfit in mind. And every year I'm like, this is the year. And then there's events and there's different things to sew for. And I'm such a slow seamstress and it just doesn't happen. So I need more historical hats that are, what's the word? I'm looking for a word. Basically, I need more historical hats that are like a base where I can change out the ribbons and the flowers and the stuff to suit whatever I'm wearing. Kind of neutral hats, straw hats in like this is just a regular straw hat, but in like regular straw color so that, depending on the time period and whatnot, I can add flowers and ribbons and reshape it, and is that the one I got at Disney? Oh, both of those are the ones I got at Disney. That's why I still have those around. The most expensive sun hats ever. But have you seen me? Even with sunscreen, yeah, even with sunscreen, I burn. So, my first trip to Disney World, I bought this. I know. It is not flattering at all, but it kept the sun off my face, off my ears, off my décolletage, off my neck. And then I don't remember exactly which trip it was, but then I also bought this one because I forgot a hat again. And I have a huge head, so hats never like pull down properly. It's frustrating. This is my frustration stance. Hubby knows it very well. Did I tell you that next month I am hosting a chemise à la reine picnic? I know, I'm excited. I'm going to be scoping out parks, but also I need to look at kind of their bloom listings to see what they're expecting to be in bloom around that time. I'm kind of interested in the idea of going to one of the bigger parks, maybe in Seattle. They cost to get in, so I'm a little wary of that because I know some people are like, what? I'm not going to pay to go into a park to sit there and have a picnic. But there are some beautiful parks in Seattle. So I don't know. We usually do our picnics either at a park that's just up a little ways from where I live, that's kind of beautiful out on the water, but unless you pick a really great spot, you might end up with people around you bothering you, or and there's not a lot of like flowering unless it's like early spring when the trees are blooming. There's not a lot of like flowers blooming. Or we go down to Tacoma and do the huge park down there where there's always something blooming. But I think it would be nice to try something new. I don't know. I haven't 100% decided yet. If you do not know what a chemise à la reine is, I think I said in my last video, but they're these gorgeous, very simplistic chemise gowns from the late 1700s. There's two schools of thought, but a lot of people give credit for them, credit at least for their popularity in Europe to Queen Marie Antoinette. She, of course, later in her life, not in her later years, because she didn't really live that long, but later in her life, she didn't want to be a royal. She got very disillusioned with her royal life and really wanted to experience a simplistic life. So she had a small little village built for her with a petite palace, and she'd dress up like a shepherdess and go frolic there and feed animals by hand and learn crafts and all sorts of things. Anyway, she would wear these gowns that were very reminiscent of the white chemises that women wear. So I'm throwing a chemise à la reine picnic because I think it sounds absolutely delightful for a bunch of us to gather and frolic in our simplistic, beautiful, flowy dresses. They historically were usually made out of like cottons and linens, specifically because they were meant to be like a dress of the people, or to replicate the chemises that women wore. And the wealthy actually the merchant class got very upset when Marie Antoinette was painted, had a painting done in her chemise à la reine, because, um, all of the upper class women were like, oh, I need these dresses. I need to be painted in these dresses. I need these dresses, and started ordering cotton and linens for everything. And silk sales went down. All the rich fabrics, silks, velvets, everything, brocades, all of it, all went down. And suddenly the fabrics of the common people were being bought up by the rich. Anyway, so they're commonly made out of like thin linens and lightweight cottons, which is perfect for the weather we're having, which is very nice. I don't think our weather can decide if it's spring or summer. It's kind of oscillating. Do you know what oscillating means? It's like an oscillating fan. So, if you have like one of those round fans and you push the little thing in so it oscillates and it goes. Or if you're like the one in my bedroom that's slightly broken, so you go like this. And then you remember that you go another direction. Oh, and then you remember you can go another direction. Yeah, that's oscillating. It means to like go back and forth. I have one more thing I wanted to ask you about. I have this fabric. I don't remember exactly where I got it from. I think it may have been the bargain basement at Costume College one year. It looks like this. It is the most beautiful, like like deep teal blue color. It's got these ruffles on it. It is obviously a polyester. It's kind of a satiny, silky, slightly stretchy. It's thin, like you can see me through it. Hi. And it's got these like little ruffles on it. And I have like a whole bunch of it. And I found it in a bin. And I've been making piles of fabric to sell, which I feel like I'm constantly doing. I kind of want to make something out of it. I can't think of anything like retro-y or retro-inspired to make out of it, but I still want to make something out of it. If you have any ideas, please share them in the comments because I need some. I think that's all for today. There might be more later this week. There might not. Who knows? I don't. Okay, bye, friends. Bye. Mwah. Share your projects.